Also, I should put this at the start of the video. I don't condone drinking. If you're gonna drink, drink responsibly. I'm being responsible now because I'm in my home drinking. You drink Wisconsinably also. I'm from Wisconsin, so yeah, I'm in my home drinking safely and Wisconsinably. So so yeah, just drink safely and don't drink if you're under 21.
Or drive.
Or drive. Don't drink and drive.
Hi,
I'm
also.
Pat Tracy. I'm gonna get drunk and explain a movie plot. Almost couldn't get it open. Cue the music. This is one. Two. Hey, it's not a video with me if I don't drop something, am I right? I hope I remember the green room plot.
You have to leave that in.
Like Vietnam. My parents were killed by the Viet Cong. Why are Vietnamese people called the Viet Cong?
It's something to do with their army.
I always thought they were just big fans of King Kong.
I think it's like... Wait, did you get drunk off 3 Smirnoff Ices?
My tolerance
I
is,
know.
yeah, is gone. Remember when I could drink like
When you were
grain alcohol? Grain alcohol and
Korean alcohol?
grain.
Oh.
This video is like, this is what happens when you get drunk in like the span of 5 minutes. It's literally, I've been filming for 5 minutes. Three. Or text. Don't text
call.
and drive.
Don't
Don't even have your phone in a car with an alcoholic beverage. You gotta have one or the other.
Don't make any drunk calls.
And don't drunk call people or
They
send
don't
dick
like
pics to
that.
your mom. I covered all the bases there.
Did you do that one?
What?
Dick pic to the mom? I think it'd be simple. You just gotta run upstairs to delete the text.
Yeah, I guess.
It's really easy for
Yeah.
you. That's why I thought you said it.
I fucked your son.
Yeah, but-
You- Hey everybody, I am your guy, Bat Tracy, and as you saw in the time lapse, I was drinking, so I'm a bit tipsy now, and I'm going to explain a movie plot while drunk. This is to introduce the movie. This is my El Camino, my compadre, my brother. I'm trying to think of the Spanish word for brother. I know it because it's in Arrested Development. Hermano. This is me, hermano. Like style. Let's give it a whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Green
It was
room.
green room. And, I can't look at that. I mean, you can hold up to show them, but I can't look at look at that. This is a green room. It's got Anton Yelchin. It's got Patrick Stewart. It's got, Alia Shawkat. If that's how you say her name, Alia Shawkat. She's maybe in Arrested Development. And there's somebody else in it, but that's a secret. We'll get to it. And this is a horror film. It's distributed by A24. I don't know who directed it. Can't think of the guy's name. I probably know it though. Maybe I don't actually. But we're gonna crack open another. This is number 4 of my night in like 10 minutes. And Lex is back there. He will not talk unless I talk to him. That's okay. And so I'm just gonna talk the plot of Green Room, start to finish. And are we starting? Am I just going?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's your idea.
I'm drinking Smirnoff Ice Original.
The only difference between this and Drunk Monopoly is that you were drunk before Monopoly.
That's true.
That was an idea we had while you were drunk. This was a completely sober, I'm doing this tonight.
And then yeah, I went out and bought alcohol and just been chugging it. Really. So Green Room is about it's got Anton Yelchin, Alia Shawkat, and 2 other guys, and they're in a punk band together, which is fun because Anton Yelchin's in a band in real life. He was. Rip. Peace.
Don't remember what it
One
was.
for me, and one for the homies. I can't really pour it out there because it'll fall on my carpet. One for my homies being Anton. One for Anton.
He's in hell?
No, you pour one out.
Oh.
Yeah, you
Okay.
pour one for me,
Just
one for
drink one for him.
Spill a little bit.
Just drink one for him.
Anyways, so he's dead now, but he's in a band, and so they're in a punk band, and they're going to this dude. It's a cousin of a guy that they know, and he lives in the city. He's got this huge mohawk, like this is one of those that sticks straight up and goes the whole head. And it's real tall, and they show up at his place, and he's like, "Yeah, you can crash here." He's like, "Here, sleep on the floor," and they sleep on the floor, and then they wake up the next morning, and he's like, "Listen, I got you a gig, and it's at this place, but it's not a cool place. It's it's weird." And they're like, "How weird?" And he's like, "Well,
should you do a spoiler alert?
spoiler alert for Green Room if you haven't seen it. Obviously, it should be said, but okay." So he's like, "Listen, this place it's weird, man. It's weird." And they're like, "Weird how?" And he's like, "Well, it's a whole bunch of Nazis. They're Nazi punks." So yeah, they're a bunch of racist fucks, Nazi punks. And so they show up at the club, and who's in charge of the club? None other than the incomparable Macon Blair. And you're like, who's Macon Blair? He directed the movie I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore, and he's in Green Room as an actor. That's cool, right? So anyway, yeah, he's the club runner. He's not the owner, though. The owner is Darcy, played by Patrick Stewart. And I remember his name because he's a girl name. And so Macon Blair shows up. I think his name's Stewart, but I'm 100% wrong on that. And so Macon Blair shows up and he's like, "Hey, you're the band, right?" And they're like, "We're the band, man." And he's like, "Cool, come on back here, and just come on back." And so he's like leading him down corridors and stuff, and they're like, "Yeah, this is cool, man." And he's like, "All right, here's the Green Room, right?" That's the title of the movie because the guy who directed it wanted to make a movie in a green room. That's the whole point of the movie. That's why he made it. Anyways, so he takes him to the green room, right? And he's like, "Yeah, I gotta charge my phone, man." And they're plugging in their phones and they're doing that, and they're like taking drinks, and they're like, "So we're at this Nazi punk place, right? Nazi punks." And so they're in the green room, and then Anton, they're like, "All right, what song should we play for our set?" And all this, And Anton, he's like, guys, I have a really bad idea. And then it cuts. Fade to black. Finn. Movie over. Except not really. So they take the stage, right? And you're like, what song are they going to play? We don't know. Because we don't know what band they're in. I don't even remember the band name. But anyways, I think Gutter Dogs? That's 100% wrong. Anyways, so they take the stage.
It's a good band name, though.
It is. Gutter Dogs? Yeah. And so they take the stage, right? And you're like, what's their bad idea? What song are they going to play? And they're like, hey, we're the band.
We're Gutter Dogs.
We're Gutter Dogs. And we're here to play a song for you. And all the Nazi punks in the crowd are like, woo! Woo! You know, and there's a couple fuck yeahs and stuff like that. And, so then the band starts playing, right? They're like, "Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun." And they start playing Nazi Punks Fuck Off by the Dead Kennedys. Classic punk move, right? So funny. So just classic punk move. Because you're like, you're in a room full of Nazi punks, and you're playing Nazi Punks Fuck Off. And it's funny, right? And like half the crowd disperses.
Aren't they in a steel cage?
No.
Oh.
They're in Blues Brothers. Anyway, so then half the crowd disperses. They're like, fuck you guys, and this sucks, and blah. And so half the crowd disperses. Half the crowd stays back, right? They play Nazi Punks Fuck Off. And half the crowd's like, yeah! Because they get it. You know? It's funny. They get it. And they're like, woo! Woo! And so then Anton grabs the mic and he's like, thanks. Here's our next song. And then they play another song. Okay? And so then they go back to the green room. Okay? And remember, I said he was plugging in his phone. He's charging his phone. So he grabs his phone off the charger, right? And he's like, oh, there's no reception in the green room. We're getting out of here. Man, we're getting out. And so, like, Macon Blair shows up again. He's like, here's your money, right? Thanks for playing the show. That was a funny set you guys had. He's like, good music. And so he's like, he hands him the money. They're like, thanks for the money. And then, so like, they're walking out, right? And they're like, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then the one guy's like, oh shit, forgot my phone charger, right? So they're like, oh yeah, let's go back to the green room and get it. Oh, I forgot to mention, these other people were in the green room with them. It was 2 dudes and 2 chicks, and one chick was like on drugs and like, ooh, like frothing at the mouth, okay? And so yeah, they're in the green room and they're all like, yeah, don't pay attention to that chick, she's frothing at the mouth, she's fine. And then it turns out one dude has a girlfriend, but he was fucking this chick on the side, and then he's like, I don't want her to find out about it. So he fucking killed her. And then her friend found out about it, like, you fucking killed my best friend, you fucker. And he's like, it had to be done because I'm a Nazi punk. And that's how he's like this the whole movie. He's like, I'm a Nazi punk. Anyways, so yeah, they go back, and he ends up stabbing the chick, right? He kills her, he stabs her. So he stabs her, right? And then, so they walk back in the green room to get the phone charger. We're back on present time now. And so we're back, and they're like, oh my god, you murdered that chick, right? And they're like, we're getting out of here. They start to go back down the corridor, right? The guy he's like, I got my phone and my charger. And he starts dialing. He's like, 911, we just saw someone get stabbed. And then Macon Blair comes around, he's like, you don't want to do that. And he takes their phone. And they go back to the green room. They run back to the green room, right? And they get in the green room, and they lock the door, okay? And there's one guy in the green room with them. There's only one, and then the chick. The chick is in it. The chick whose friend got stabbed, right? And then there's the dead body, too, in the room, okay? So there's a whole bunch of shit in the green room. There's the 4 band members, one guy who works at the club, the chick, and then the dead chick who I think they moved her body into the bathroom. I'm not sure. Okay, it doesn't sound important. It doesn't come back into play, okay? Anyways. So, they're locked in the green room, but they don't have the phone, right? Because the Macon Blair took it, right? And so then they're like locked in the green room. They're like, this is fucked up, man. You gotta let us go. We won't call the cops. We'll just leave. Just let us go. And they're like, we can't do that. Okay? We're gonna call the boss. That's what Macon Blair says. He's like, I'm gonna call the boss. So then he's like, he goes outside. He dials and he's like, Darcy, we got a problem. And Darcy's like, not again. That's my Patrick Stewart impression. He's like, not again. Is that a good? That's not good.
It's kind of good.
He's like,
Close.
not again. Oh no, not
He
again.
doesn't know no, so you gotta.
How does he do? What's the Star Trek thing he does?
That's Sulu. He does make it so.
Make it so.
That's-
Darcy comes by, right? So Darcy's like on the phone. He's like, I'll be right there. Hangs up. He gets into his truck. He's like, it's a Silverado, silver car, I think, a silver truck. He's like speeds over there. And he's like, all right, what happened? And they're like, listen, we got this band. They're in the green room. They saw us stabbing, and they know we're Nazi punks, and they told us to fuck off. And they called the cops and said there's a stabbing. So he's like, all right, I got this. Darcy's got it. So Darcy gets these two little gutter punks, right? These two little fucks, and they're totally decked out with the mohawks and shit. And he's like, hey, you guys are some real gutter punks, right? You just fucking street rats and shit, and you're friends, right? And they're like, yeah. And he's like, you want to make $20? And they're like, yeah. And he's like, I need you to get to the cops are on the way. And he's like, listen, here's a knife. And when they get here, you gotta stab him. You gotta stab him real good, because someone reported a stabbing, right? And they're like, for $20, I'll stab him. And so then the cops show up, right? They're like, wee woo, wee woo. They pull up, stabs his friend, right? And they're like, oh. And he's like, they get taken away by the cops, okay? Then Darcy, who just handled the cops. Remember, they called the cops. This is what I'm talking about, okay? And he goes back in. And, so he goes back in. And basically, he knocks on the door. And they're like, yeah, who are you? Are the police? And he's like, listen, I'm Darcy, the owner. The cops aren't coming. And they're like, what do you mean the cops aren't coming?
That's Warburton,
And he's
not
like,
story.
we called the cops. And he's like, listen, the cops have come and gone. They're gone. They're not coming back. And they're like, what do you mean they've come and gone? He's like, they came, they left. And they're like, well, we're not leaving till the cops come. He's like, just listen, come on. Oh, and they have a gun. I forgot to mention, they have a gun in the green room, okay? And they're like, we're gonna fucking kill your dude if you don't open the door and let us out. And they're like, let's not get hasty, okay? So then, what happens, okay, is the guy's got the big dude, and one of the band members has the big dude, and he knows karate or MMA or something. It's not important. But he's got him in like a chokehold, and his arm's like up here. And he's like, I'm gonna fucking break your dude's arm if you don't fucking do what we say. And they're like, well, you can't do that. And he's like, snap, arm broken. The guy's like, ah, you broke my arm, you dick. And he's like, you're the dick. And you're all dicks. And so basically then Darcy's like, all right, we'll handle this, okay? And he's like, oh. And so they leave. Then we're in the green room. And they're like, what the fuck are we gonna do? This guy's arm's broken. What are we gonna do? We got the gun. We're gonna fucking... So then Anton's like, listen, I'll handle this. Anton talks like this. He's kind of got a soft-spoken voice. Anyway, so Anton's like, I'll deal with this, okay? So then Darcy comes back, okay? And he's like, knock, knock, knock. Listen, we'll trade the gun. We want the phone back. And blah, blah, blah. We're gonna get out of here. No questions asked. We won't talk about the murder. We won't talk about anything. We're gonna get out of here, okay? And so Darcy's like, yeah, it's a great idea. We'll do that. And so then they're like, all right, we're gonna open the door slowly. And then what they don't know, the green room people, the band, what they don't know, but we know, it's because we saw it off screen, is Darcy has two other gutter punks off to the side of the door, just like this. So you can't see them. You can't see them, right? They're hidden, okay? And so Anton is holding the gun, right? And he's reaching out to grab the phone. And then they grab the gun from him, right? But he's not gonna let go of the gun, because he's like, oh no, they're trying to steal the gun. And then Anton starts screaming, like, ah, ah, like wailing, like the most ear-piercing, just brutal screams, just the kind that makes your skin crawl, right? He pulls in his arm. He doesn't have the gun in his hand, okay? But his arm hacked up like crazy. We don't know what we saw. Well, we didn't see it, but the two gutter punks, they hacked his arm up with a machete. And he's like, I didn't drop the gun. But he did drop the gun. But he's like, I didn't. And they're like, good job. He's just wailing and crying. They lock the door again, right? They lost the gun. Oh, no, he still has the gun, I think. He still has the gun. Because he didn't let go of the gun. He pulled it back in. Okay. His arm's hacked up. They fucking duct tape his arm. He's like, oh, ah, wah. And so then they're like, that guy's gonna die. And they're like, we can't kill him. Well, then the chick, her friend died, remember? I told you that? She grabs a box cutter. And she stabs the guy and cuts his fucking stomach open. And you see his stomach, like his intestines, like all coming out. It's fucking gross. Anyway, this movie's intense. So, Then they're like, we gotta get the fuck out of here. They can't kill us all, right? One of us are bound to survive. So then the karate guy's like, I'll go first. And Alia Shawkat's like, but what if they blah 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 do this? And they're like, we'll just run back to the green room. So they get out, right? They open the green room. They're like, nobody's there. Nobody's there. Okay. So they sneak out and they're like, what if it's a trap? Admiral Akbar warned us. Okay. Akbar, the old axe, fish face. He warned us. It's a trap. Okay. And so they're like walking through the corridors and like, it's a trap. Go back. And they hear dogs because they released dogs in there. Darcy did. He's like, send the dogs. So then the dogs are coming and they're like, oh my god, run back to the green room. So they run back to the green room. Okay. Then they're like, then they send. So Darcy's like, we gotta send somebody in, right? And so they call this guy. I'm pretty sure his name's like Josh or Chad or something. Maybe I'm wrong. And so he shows up and he's like, what's the problem? And they're like, listen, we had a band witness a murder and blah blah. And he's like, who died? And they're like, it's not important. Just go handle it. And so he's like, I got this. And they give him a gun. And he's like, I don't need a gun. And he goes in with a fucking baseball bat. Okay. And he's like, he knocks on the door, right? And they're like, we're not open. He's like, I'm gonna fucking come in. And so he gets in the room, right, somehow. And then he's like, blah, and he's gonna kill him. And then he finds out, oh, the girl in the bathroom. Remember earlier I said it doesn't come into play? It did, okay? So, turns out he was her boyfriend. And he's like, my girlfriend murdered? What? I'm so upset right now. And so then he's like, listen, band, you're alright. I'm not a real Nazi punk. He's like, well, I am, but not really. She was my girlfriend. They killed her. I'm not cool with these guys anymore. And he's like, but they don't know that, okay? And he's like, but maybe they know. I've been in this room so long talking to you. Maybe I do know, and they know that I know, but maybe they don't know. So they're like, all right, I got a plan. And so he's like walking out in the main, like, the stage area. And there's one guy with a shotgun, and he's like, what's going on with the band? And he's like, yeah, I don't know, man. What's that? And then he gets the shotgun and he kills that guy. He fucking hits him with a baseball bat or something. And then the band like follow after him. And then someone gets shot with a shotgun. I think the one dude in the band does. Or maybe the guy who came in. And then Ellie Shotgun's like, this is nuts. And then like, so the one band guy, the least important one, he gets killed off pretty quick. Don't remember it. It wasn't spectacular or anything. He was my least favorite character, to be honest. But then, so the other guy, the main band singer, the singer of the band, not Anton, but the other guy who's, I wish I knew his actor name because he was pretty good in the movie. But he's like, well, I know karate, and he talks about all the movie. He's like, I'm going to go fight people, and they can't kill us all. So then he goes out, and he's like, I'm going to take them down. And he gets into a fisticuffs with someone, right? And I think he ends up getting stabbed or whatever, and he gets killed. And then Alia Shawkat, she makes a run for it. She gets outside the building, right? Outside, she's home free. But then a dog eats her, attacks her. She gets attacked by dogs and eaten alive. It's fucked up. The things with animals, it gets to me. It's crazy. It's intense. Anyways, so yeah, she gets attacked by a dog. She's dead. All right? So who's left? You're like, who's left? We got Megan Blair. We got Darcy. We got Anton Yelchin, and the chick who's with him. I want to say it's a Mogan Poots, but that's probably wrong. You could check if it's on the cover, but I don't know.
I checked the back.
I think it's a Mogan Poots. It's a Mogan Poots. I was right. I'm so happy I was right. Macon Blair meets up with Anton and a Mogan Poots, and Darcy's still like, we gotta kill these people, get them out of here, and all this, and then Darcy, he leaves to go to a different place because they're setting up this whole thing to make it look like the band showed up, was violent, attacked them, attacked the club, and then they killed, like, it was self-defense, whatever. So they're making it look like the band did the crime. Anyways. So then Macon Blair meets up, and he's like, guys, I don't want to be a part of this. He's like, I'm done with the Nazi punk thing. I'm done being Darcy's bitch. He's like, I didn't want to murder anybody. I don't want to be involved in this. He's like, I just want to get out of here, okay? So then Anton Yelchin's like, but man, you're a part of this. And he's like, yeah, I know, I'm sorry about that, my bad. And so Macon Blair's like, I'll get help. So he just leaves. Macon Blair, he's out of here, alright? Just walks off into the... Oh, and they have till sunrise. It takes place over the whole course of a night, and they have till sunrise. It's a whole great plan. So much to this movie. And So then Macon Blair like walks into the woods, and you're like, well, he's gone. So then they kill everybody. They get out of there, and Imogen Poots and Anton are like, my fucking band's dead, and she's like, my friend's dead, and he's like, yeah, but your people killed my people, and they're like, well, it wasn't my people because they killed my person too, and they're like, oh, and they're like, all right, we gotta get down to the bottom of this Darcy shit, and so it turns out Darcy's at the side place, like in the woods. It's off. It's just like a van there, and the band van, they're taking it, stripping it, and making it look like they're real criminals and shit. And so they show up, and they got the gun. Remember I said they still have the gun? He got his arm hacked up for this gun. He's got this little gun, and he shows up, and they're like, and then they're going behind the van. They're like peeking around. Okay, and so like Darcy and they're siphoning gas. Oh, there's a scene at the beginning where Alia Shawkat and Anton Yelchin go to siphon gas together, and like Anton's sucking the gas, and he's like, oh, it always tastes bad. And Alia Shawkat's like, what a lightweight. Anyway, so getting back to it. And so then they show up, and they pop around, and they shoot some guy, and he's like, bang, bang. And then Darcy's like, it doesn't have to be this way. And he's like, well, it didn't have to be this way until you fucking killed my band, right? And he's like, and the dogs, and we just wanted to play a set, man, and all this, and boom, 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 boom. He shoots Darcy, right? No, he doesn't shoot Darcy. Anton doesn't kill anyone. Imogen Poots does, right? She's like, bang, bang, bang. Kills Darcy. Darcy's like, dies, okay? All these cops show up, right? And he's got his duct taped arm. She's like, my fucking friend's dead. And he's like, my fucking band's dead. Well then, so you hear sirens, right? And then it cuts to who? None other than Macon Blair. Standing there, he called the cops, right? All these cops start showing up. And what does Macon Blair do? He goes like this. Fade to black, movie over. What? Done. How was that? You haven't seen the movie, so you can't fact check.
You
But
still have half a drink left, too. You gonna finish that one?
Real quick though, if you have seen Green Room, let me know how I did. I felt like I did pretty good.
Well,
I was very.
You should rewatch it tomorrow sober.
Ah,
But I don't know if this was planned, but final rating?
final rating.
5 stars out of percentages.
Oh, this is a 5-star movie. This is a fucking great movie.
Is it like, like they do like an unforgettable nerve jangling adrenaline ride?
I would agree with that. Yeah.
But how would you? What's
This
your little
movie,
excerpt?
this movie freaked me out so much. Okay, so when I
Yeah,
first
you gotta
watched
pause
it,
it.
yeah, I was so stoned, and it freaked me out so much. I literally had to pause it for like an hour, and then I was like, all right, I can watch this again. It was the dog part.
Oh.
It's stuff with animal violence. It freaks me out. I don't know. There's the machete I was talking about. Yeah, but then if you look, his arm's not cut up or hacked up because that'd be a spoiler. I felt like I did amazing. Let me know. Blu-ray Dan, if you watched, thanks, buddy. This was the movie I told you that me came up with the idea, and I loved doing this. I felt like it was great.
It's Blu-ray Dan?
Blu-ray Dan owns literally all of the A24 Blu-rays, except for I think recently A24 released something that was only on DVD, and he was like up in arms about it because
Well,
he's
he
like,
can't buy that, can he?
yeah, because his name's Blu-ray Dan.
Yeah.
He can't buy DVDs. Yeah. So this was Green Room. I'm like 4 fucking Smirnoffs in. I'm so just. Whew. Let me know what you thought about this. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it or watched it all. This is my brother Lex. Get your face in here. Now get your face out. And ooh, Face Off. That'd be a good one. I don't know if I know that. Is that directed by John Woo? Did he direct that? Directed by John Woo. He directed Mission Impossible 2. It's the worst of the Mission Impossible series. So I just drunk explained Green Room with Imogen Poots and Anton Yelchin and Patrick Stewart and Alia Shawkat
And Macon Blair.
and Macon Blair, the ever exclusive Macon Blair, who directed that one movie I mentioned at the beginning. Anyway, so yeah, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and like,
Notification.
and you don't have to click the notification bell. That's stupid. Follow me on Instagram and Snapchat, and
Stardust.
that's where at Patricia1. Also, yeah, Stardust. Thank you. I forgot to mention in the last video. Stardust. It's this cool app where you do reactions to movies you see, and I have a lot of fun doing it.
You should do a drunk 30-second Stardust now with Green Room.
And so yes, do that. Oh, thank you. This is drawn out, and bye. Hi, I'm Bat Tracy. I'm just doing the intro.
I'm gonna have to come through though.
I'm literally just gonna say the intro.